Good evening, everybody. It is Resilient Father. I'm here with my special guest, Mr. Justin Greer. Mr. Greer, thank you for coming on my show today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it and glad to be here.
How are you feeling, man? You a little bit nervous?
No, I'm pretty comfortable. We've been buddies for a while now, so I'm not camera shy. So let's do it.
Buddies, huh? Do you remember our first interaction with each other?
Oh, uh, at school, at school. I don't know the exact scenario. Maybe you need to refresh my memory.
All right, I'm gonna refresh your memory. It was actually off campus.
Uh,
We were playing basketball. You remember now?
okay, here we go.
All right. And I was probably about 130 pounds soaking wet, 14 years old, just a little scrawny kid. You were
Mhm.
about 170 pounds of muscle mass, and we were playing basketball. And for
Mhm.
some reason, I guess I must have pissed you off, and you tried to beat my ass. And you know
No.
me, man, I'm a daredevil. I don't back down. And luckily, they got in between us because you would have whipped my ass for sure.
Oh, man.
But
Mm.
I think I rubbed you the wrong way, which is very hard
Mhm.
to do, by the way, because you are the most humble, honest, kind person I've ever met in my life. I wish I could be more like you, and that's why I have you as my best friend. I've known you for 21 years now, give or take. And anyways, that was our first interaction. I don't know if you remember. It's been a long time, but
I do remember
you remember? All right. Anyways,
Patriots Park, right?
yeah, yep.
Uh,
All
Across the
right,
street from West Side.
let's get to the serious conversation here, and we'll go back to the funny memories. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. Justin Greer. I'm from Bakersfield, California, born and raised. I'm 35 years old. Um, my family is from here as well. My parents and whatnot. Oh, you got some pictures. That I was second grade right there.
That's
We
little
lived on
Justin right there.
yeah, on Boyd Street over there. That was a cool house right there. That was during Christmas right there.
That's
That was
Christmas
like one of
time.
the best Christmases we had there. But yeah, that's my brother in the picture, my older brother, and I have two younger brothers as well. The youngest wasn't born yet in this picture, and
Right.
the middle was born in this house.
Okay. That's your
But
dad
yeah,
right
that's
there.
that's actually my grandpapa. That's my mom's dad, and we love our grandpa. He took us everywhere. He took us fishing. Took us to theme parks, and we had a good time with my grandpa. Some good memories. He just passed this year,
Oh, he
but
did.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that was a good time. And he was 80, 82, I think, when he passed. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's yeah. These days, I'm working in construction, project manager for an oil firm. I manage contractors, throughout the two counties here in California, Kern County, LA County. Oversee all the trades, pipe fitters, welders, electricians. That's my main hustle. And my side hustle,
Oh, here
I
we
run a
go. We got
smaller.
a side hustler, man. Like,
Everybody have a side
hey, you got
hustle.
to leave some money for the rest of us, man. I'm trying to play catch up here.
Man, it's so expensive to live. You gotta have a side hustle these days. I
All
mean,
right.
it's
Hey, that's
crazy out there,
that's what
but
happens, man. Where the ladies at? You over here trying to have money for the ladies? Tell us what you got going on
well,
the side, man.
uh, I'm dating. I'm dating. I'm
Hold on.
divorced.
Back up. Before we get about the relationship, tell us about the side hustle. Let me know how you
Oh,
make
the
that
side
money.
hustle. Yeah, my side hustle. I run a small business, electrical contracting business. I'm an electrician,
Okay.
residential, commercial, here in Kern County, uh, for friends, family, and just word of mouth business. I'm always busy. My schedule is busy. I'm always booked out. I got to usually turn people down. And but no, it's a cool, it's a good trade, good skill to have. Everybody needs an electrician,
Okay.
but that's just my side business until I jump ship away from the full time. So
Okay.
and
So
yeah,
you see, ladies, he got a career and he got a side business, so he's like squared away. If you're looking for a man to take care of you, my boy right here, Mr. Greer. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, tell us about your love life. Back off, ladies. I'm
man,
just messing. Back off.
I
Tell us
didn't
about
know
the
this
special
was
lady.
a dating site. No, I was kidding. Yeah, but like I mentioned, I'm 35. I do have one daughter.
Okay.
My past marriage,
Okay.
divorce, been 8 years, separated 8 years, divorced not 7 years. Yeah, so I'm of course dating. Been dating on and off. But the current one I'm dating is actually a long distance relationship. You know,
Okay.
she lives in Florida. I don't know if I
Man,
told you about did I tell you about her?
you did tell me about her, but I'm like,
Okay.
man, he's over here. He got all the local ladies and he has all the long distance ladies. Like, save some
Oh
for the
no,
rest of
no.
us. No, I'm just kidding, babe.
I'm
I'm
a
just kidding. My wife gonna stab
uh-oh.
me.
I'm a one woman man,
I know, man.
so
I'm just teasing you. I'm giving you a hard time. I know she's gonna watch this because you're gonna send it to her. I'm teasing, by the way. He
Yeah.
he's very serious from what he said. He's very serious about you. So you got a good man. That's good. That's good.
Good save, she's gonna say.
Hey, but anyways, so going back to going back to your childhood, did you
Mhm.
have any childhood trauma growing up, or was that not really something that you struggled with?
Yeah, I can talk about my childhood a little bit. Um, you know, I had a no two-parent home, so no, thank God we had at least that. And it wasn't too bad. I would say growing up, my door is creaking on me.
You
Um,
got ghosts over there? You got your girl checking in on you?
oh man, I'm trying to throw I left the front door open,
She's probably saying
but
who's making you laugh.
no, but no, grow up, I had my three brothers. I kinda grew up kinda shy as a young one,
Mhm,
and, once we moved that picture, like, from 2nd grade, once I got turned to 3rd grade, we moved to a different house and kinda, like, slowly started to gain some weight and stuff, like, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and, kinda lost a lot of my friends when we moved too, and it didn't help that I was kinda, shy and whatnot, so
mhm,
and I started getting a little bullied and stuff too, especially once we moved. And so I kind of struggled with my weight for many years. As a child, got made fun of, didn't have too many friends, and of course, it's being shy. So that was probably the hardest part of my childhood. Not too bad
right.
compared to others, but now kind of trying to struggle with that. And then kind of going into the mid teens. I kind of started dropping some of the weight, so kind of slowly got my confidence back, and then the house was a pretty stable house, but maybe like in the mid teens, my parents kind of went through a rocky time a little bit in my mid teens, and yeah, they since then made a full recovery, but I
That's
think
good.
every
That's good.
marriage is going to be tried
Mhm,
and whatnot. So yeah, so that's a little bit about my childhood.
okay. What about high school? High school not too bad?
Yeah, so high school, yeah, not too bad. I was kind of focused on my grades, and like I said, I kind of dropped the weight. Came in high school, kind of gained my confidence back here.
Can I bring up
Man,
a story about your crush or no?
oh, yeah, go ahead, yeah, yeah.
About the
Tell them
locker?
about that, please.
Why don't you
Tell them
tell me?
about.
Why don't you tell me about the locker, man? Tell me. I don't even remember her name, but there was this girl, and she had a big crush on Mr. Greer, and
Oh man,
obviously he didn't like her. And what did she put in your locker? How did she even unlock your locker?
I think it was like Valentine's Day. She just came with a bunch of balloons and bears and cars
Was
and,
she wearing a
and
one
just
piece?
where she's wearing this bright red one piece,
Oh
and
God.
she's probably twice my weight,
Her
and,
body was not
I
bodying.
yeah, and I didn't really know the girl until, like, and then she, like, expressed let it all loose that day,
Yeah.
and the people
We're all
saw
making
her,
fun of
and
you.
people making fun of me. I was a
Yeah.
little embarrassed, but I didn't know I was trying to be nice,
Yeah.
I took the stuff,
That
but, yeah, that was a
was a
quite the
funny.
memory there. I'm surprised you remember that.
I do remember that. All right, let's fast forward a
Mhm,
little bit.
mhm.
Um, so you had your divorce,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
you had a daughter, a
Yeah,
beautiful daughter, smart daughter at that. I'm glad to get to
thank you.
see her, from time to time, hang out with the kids or whatnot.
Mhm,
And I see the way you raise her, I see the way you interact with her, and she's really blessed, because I think you're doing an amazing job. Um, hopefully, well, I know you and her mom have a good relationship, so you guys put her, in the spot. So that way although she's raised in two separate homes, you guys are giving her the best in both homes. So
mhm,
it's good to
mhm.
see that. Besides that, do you struggle at times mentally, knowing that she has to go to two different homes?
Yeah, yeah, that's tough, I feel I feel for her that, she doesn't get the privilege of, being raised in a two-parent home.
Right.
Uh, Luckily, she knows it's two separate homes, and she sees us both every week. She sees me 4 days a week, and going to all of her school events and stuff. And her mom's real involved, and we try to keep it pretty seamless. And the grandparents are real supportive on both sides. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to to see that, and I hate that she has to go through that, but that's what life throws you sometimes, and you have to make what's best of the situation. And no, she's a real healthy girl, minded girl, smart girl. So I think she'll be just fine, and she'll be strong and have a great experience. When she gets older to share, with others and whatnot. So yeah, I think we're doing the best we can.
Yeah. You're doing very well
Mm-hmm.
for yourself. Um, what I was wanting to look at is now that we opened up a little bit, as an adult,
Hmm.
I would say, so you said as a kid you were kind of overweight, but
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
as an adult, oops, what do we do here? Oh man, I done messed up.
You just probably turned your camera off.
Let me see here. Oh, there we go. My bad.
You're bad.
Can you hear me?
Right, loud and clear.
Okay. Uh, it seems like
Yeah.
it seems like as an adult
Hmm.
you did very well for yourself, Mr. Buffness. Look at that.
Oh
Mr.
man, look at you.
Swole. You remember that right there?
Oh man, that was a great conference there. That was man, that was a great year. We
That
had a
was a
great
Mr.
year.
Olympia, huh?
We was out to Mr. Olympia. They thought I was competing. I wasn't.
Dude, I'm over here looking shot out 170 pounds, freaking
Not the
12,
professional
13,
bodybuilder
12,
on the right.
13% body fat. I think I was doing like 25 pull-ups here, and now I can't even do
So,
five to save a life for me.
well, we was
But
both doing good, hitting the gym together.
what about let's see, let me find this picture real quick.
Look at that.
I don't know if you
Look
remember
at
that
look.
picture. That
I
was
do
uh
body change.
that was for Halloween.
Halloween.
That's for
Yeah,
Halloween. Mr. Julian Smith, the body lifter. It was
yeah,
my idea to get some flannel shirts, make them into cutoffs, and dress up like him for Halloween. The,
yeah.
d- the
We had fun in the gym there.
the dumb
That's
stuff
for sure.
we
Look at
did.
that.
Man, look how
The
big your
poses in
arms
the
are
gym.
compared to mine. I got some pea shooters. You got some cannons on you.
Man,
Oh, look at that.
and and this is us when we're a little bit out of weight, out of shape there.
Man, I was probably about 195 pounds right there, maybe.
Mhm,
I'm 210 now,
mhm.
so I definitely got, he got no nipples.
Yeah, I put on a few pounds there. That's what Moral is that Moral Bay?
That's Morro
Yeah.
Bay. That's when we took the kids. We took the kids to Morro Bay
Yeah,
for a day trip. That was fun. That was fun. The kids got to really have a good time together and stuff.
right. Yeah,
But
no, I appreciate all our trips over the years.
now that I got you a little comfortable, how many
Uh-huh,
times
uh-huh.
have you cried since you've been an adult?
Oh, I've cried. I've cried. I would say I probably did the most crying, I would say, leading up to the separation, and then immediately after, the separation. And then yeah, just kind of uh healing, no, being broken in that during that divorce process. And yeah, I'm just going through that journey of healing, it's a release, you just gotta let that pain out, no, grown man can cry. You know, we're created to do that. So there's no shame in the game. No, I mean I did it in private, and
Yeah,
or do it in prayer. While I'm praying. But yeah, I think that's normal, and I'm not ashamed to let folks know that yeah, sometimes a brother got to cry.
are
Yeah, when
you
you go through those hard times.
are you pretty religious?
Yeah, yeah. I don't love that word religion. I have a relationship with the Lord, the creator of the universe, and I give him all the credit for helping me cope through things like the divorce, for instance. And yeah, that's one of my main coping. Not all of them. I can list a few others.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely a strong Christian man, and I really got closer to the Lord. Especially when you go through different things, it helps you get closer to the Lord, and I definitely got closer to the Lord relationally as I was going through the divorce, and He kind of helped me from that and allowed me to come out on top. And that's what it's about. We go through different things in life, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and there's
Okay.
always ways to cope and ways to come out victorious.
Right. And it's good that you have that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people may either go to religion or not. You know, and I know you very well. I know you don't have any vices as far as like abuse and all that stuff, as far as substance abuse, drinking,
Hmm.
things of that nature. So not a lot of people were able to deal with traumatic events without relying on substance abuse of some nature.
Hmm.
And so if there was something that you could give advice to somebody that's watching this, what would be
Hmm.
something you could tell them as far as being able to cope with whether it be their
Hmm.
emotions or their thought process or
Hmm.
depression,
Hmm.
things of that nature?
Yeah, you just got to kind of like refocus your attention. You got this horrible circumstance going on, and sometimes kind of getting out of yourself. It kind of helps to, you know, um, having a good support system. If you have a church family or something, or friends, family, you can reach out to, hang out with, kind of get your mind off things. What kind of helped me a lot is kind of like helping my self image, going to the gym, just improving myself and becoming a better person and learning, growing, buying like different books, audio books. I was learning about like real estate at the time of my little when I was in a dark place during that time. Just learning and then setting goals, like financial goals. Hey, I want to accomplish this. Just kind of focusing your mind. Kind of, and just, you can kind of sometimes you kind of obsess a little bit over those goals or those growth or that self image and just becoming a better person. I think that kind of helped me, and I think will be helpful for others too. And also just helping somebody else in need. It's always somebody's gonna be less fortunate than yourself that you can reach out to, help them. Simple tasks, being a listening ear, just kind of get out of yourself and help others, and that's gonna help you heal. And of course, I'm always gotta that's outside the Lord, right? The Lord is number one for me. But yeah, so those are the same things: self-image, setting goals, learning, growing, and just getting out of yourself. I would say those are the main things for healing and coping through hard times.
Can you help me? I need some help financially. Can you send me some money since you got two two jobs?
2 jobs. Well, when you live in California, man, you don't have money. I tell you, all that money goes to
Man,
taxes
you're telling me
and,
that that cost of living, man, is definitely it's tough, but hey, we
mhm,
gotta hang in there and do what we
mhm.
gotta do. So, do
Yeah,
you have a good
absolutely.
relationship with your dad or your mom? You a
Um,
mama's
I
boy?
It kinda goes back and forth. Probably early in life, I was my mama's boy. Then later in life, I started kinda getting closer to my dad, and, I kinda go back and forth, you know? They're both good. They're both good parents. It just kinda depends on, the circumstance, what we're doing, or what we're talking about. But no, I got a good relationship. I was over there today talking to them both, about my day, I had out there. And, no, they're both always there, and, no, my dad is not the greatest person to express, like, love and whatnot, but, he has his way, and he's not the greatest communicator. But, no, we have our way of joking around, and, how he shows love is by joking. But, no, we get along, and he's a hardworking man, and he's helpful where he can help out, and, my mom is just real bubbly and lovey, and, she's gonna do what mothers do. So, I would say it's pretty 50-50.
Okay, well, now that you mention that, we're gonna end the podcast on this last thing. I want you to give a heartfelt message to your mother and your
Okay,
father, a separate
okay.
message. Go ahead and make it
Okay.
short and sweet.
Yeah. Let me start off with my dad. Dad. I just appreciate my dad for, uh, teaching us how to work hard as young men and prioritizing the family first, even if it means kind of sacrificing some of your comfort, being comfortable. And that's exactly what love is, by the way, is selflessness. He exhibited that, and then he was a great example. And sometimes you don't always have to be the best expresser with words. Sometimes expressing things with actions can go a long way. So yeah, I'll commend my father for doing that throughout our lives, and he continues to be there for us. And my mom, I would just want to say, just for always being supportive and always being concerned and always wanting what's best for us. And giving her last dollar uh, just for just to make us happy. She'll give up her allowance. So that she can put a smile on our face. And she of course exhibited that selfless love as well. And yeah, that's what mothers do. And even to this day, she's always worried about us and did you eat? Can I, come over and eat? Just worried about us, checking on us, and that's what parents do, as mothers do. And so yeah, that's the message of my mother. I appreciate her for that. And I thank God for my parents.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing with us today. That's going to be the end of the podcast episode today with Mr. Greer. Mr. Greer, you have a good night. And thank you, everybody, for checking in. If you haven't already followed or subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the Resilient Father podcast. Go ahead and like and share. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Greer, we'll see you later.
Good night.